Hello, collective. This is Sheila, your host, Intentional Conversations. Uh, let's get into it. So let's be honest. I'm doing a nervous system podcast. Just a quick one. And so we're gonna just talk about how do everything feels like you're fine, and then your eyes starts to twitch, and then you're like, okay, I feel great. There's nothing a problem. Then your chest gets tight, and most of you are probably at work waiting and begging and probably reviewing your PTO every 5 to 10 minutes, trying to see if you should stay or go from taking a day off. And at some point, your nerves and your nervous system is just whispering to you, can you just get along and come with us and de-stress? And so it makes me laugh because we ignore the signs so much to the point that you override the warning signs to a point where your whole system is shutting down. And a lot of you guys have been going through this for so long that I feel like you thrive under stress or strain to a point where when I walk into a store or something, I can definitely tell whose nervous system is calm and regulated and those who are not. Um, a lot of people who tend to have like a little nervous system shakeup or imbalance try to take on the world, and nobody asked them to. That's the thing. They, their husband, most of them, why, especially for women, they got their husband, they got to pay the bills. He doesn't balance the checkbook, she does. And she got to go down, she got to multi manage the house, and then she got to multi manage the job, so she's never had like a time to herself. She's an overgiver, overcarer, and to the point where she has kids as well, so she's giving to them, so she's overtaxed. And this is the same for guys. Some I see some men out here who have multiple children, and they work. They're stressing out from the relationships that they're in, and other times they're having issues at their job. Okay, so people can oftentimes ride along stress for too long. And so if you ever feel exhausted to the point where you're wired or you're not able to calm down, maybe you almost have a panic attack or hyperventilation because your boss is asking for another email that needs to be due. And maybe it's something you're not really good at. Maybe it's something that needs a lot of correcting. This is like when people are feeling the pressure to perform and they're performing, but not at the caliber that the other individual is seeing them at. And so I see a lot of people go through this long-term meltdown, very slow, long-term meltdown over their job. And sometimes they come to me for a reading or something like that, and they've been at this job for 6 months and it's been pure hell. The people, you know, the obvious question, if you don't have a skill, then you go train and build the skill, take a weekend class, go take, go back to school for the course so you can improve, somewhat. But a lot of you, especially in working in corporate jobs, I feel like you guys wait until it's to the point where you're either about to get fired or you about to quit and don't give a damn and take FMLA, which most of you do, is take FMLA for pure stress. Don't wait till it gets to the point where you're so physically unwell, like your back's out, you're not sleeping well, you're not eating well, and life is just pushing a lot of pressure, and you look haggard. And so, what I'm seeing in the collective right now is that um, I feel like I started a trend. I posted on my New Year's thing, nervous system, and I see everybody's talking about nervous system now. I feel like I'm a trendsetter at this point. But what I've seen for the collective for the nervous system for this year is that a lot of you are looking for a lot of scientific ways of boundaries. Well, how can I set boundaries for 2026? Well, a lot of you're going to have to really take a lot of time. And I feel like a lot of it, to add a little spiritual twist to it, that a lot of you need to involve some sort of prayer. Um, I always tell people your nervous system acting up or is fighting back is not a weakness. It's actually a sign for you to actually go into a higher alignment so that you can achieve the peace and happiness without a constant stress. A lot of you guys, I hate to say it, a lot of you need to quit your corporate job. A lot of you need to quit the job and or find ways to save money to shift into something that's more aligned to your happiness. A lot of us are just doing the job to pay the bills. And I feel like that's half of the nervous system right there. And so I see that in the collective right now, a lot of you guys are probably handling too much, sudden exhaustion, definitely irritated by everything. Because, somebody can say two words and you're just completely like, I cannot handle this conversation right now. You have to take it somewhere else. A lot of you guys are going through mental fog as well, which it could help, it could affect your discernment. So in the collective right now, a lot of you need to start learning how to say no before you even open your mouth in the collective, especially when it's dealing with I feel like most of you guys live most of the time at work. You need to start setting boundaries at your job. And if your home is causing the stress, then you need to start setting boundaries. Even if it's slow, some boundaries at home. Sometimes you're gonna have to have that house meeting. When the last time you had a house meeting and then just tell people like, look, I can't have this, I can't do this. I can't tolerate that. And some things you got to compromise. But at the end of the day, some of you are not failing, but some of you are saying, what am I sacrificing if I keep going this way? Trying to do it all and trying to save the world. And your own little hub is probably stressing you out more than you realize, especially if you have a job that is already stressful. So the funny part, because a lot of us can't laugh when we have our nervous system out of alignment. You need to start counseling. People ask me, "Sure, how do I manage my nervous system?" Me, I'm like, you cancel plans. You say no to everything. Because you can't really do it when your nervous system, if your nervous system is really off balance, you got to say no to everything. And not no in a negative sense. You got to say no with bliss. Like when somebody comes to you, like, look, my nervous system is out of balance, and I'm gonna have to say no to you in this conversation. I can't even talk to you about another thing on this plate. Same thing with your job. Some people got pushovers and they start laying stuff on your desk, and you got to start saying no with a smile. I am saying no. Bless you, Lord Jesus. I'm gonna say no. You take this back. I can't take another thing. I can't do another thing. I'm only one person. And not to over explain, but sometimes you just gotta say no with silence. No. And then there's nothing else behind it. A lot of you guys need to start choosing silence instead of over explaining, because that right there is escalating you to either get into some sort of confrontation or somebody who doesn't know how to respect boundaries trying to find a loophole to still get you to do what you originally said no to. And so a lot of you need to start declining things. And I feel like the biggest avenue for your nervous system is to stop allowing yourself to be overwhelmed, even in social media, even on your daily duties that you've been doing for years. This year, I'm telling you right now, it's time for you to say no. Sometimes it may be okay to do a little less and say a whole lot less in the collective right now. Your nervous system is not dramatic. It's just saying, I'm a big red alarm system that if you don't take care of me now, I'm gonna take care of you later. And that's not a good way of going about it with your nervous system. A lot of people ask, another suggestion I say is take magnesium. Magnesium calm at night. If you can take it, I would definitely say start taking it. And a lot of you need to start, implementing quiet time. And I mean quiet time, I mean no radio, no nothing. Sometimes a lot of you escape and go and sit in your car before you get into your household from work. That's when I would say that's when you're, you're regulating your nervous system before you enter the house. Sometimes you may need to just go out, eat, in a restaurant or in a car and just eat your dinner before you get to your house, before you have to embark on setting boundaries when you walk in. Literally, I feel like a lot of you need to kind of prepare yourself and start setting boundaries of how, when you enter the home, how your family and even your pets start to coordinate a system of peace and harmony instead of you having, I call it heightened chaos in your house. Your house is affecting you and your health and well-being. They cannot do without you. So if they know that this is affecting you in a certain way, especially towards your health, everybody should start to align, even if it's challenging for the whole entire house. So again, a lot of you guys how to cope through the nervous system is to stop negotiating with this discomfort. A lot of times, a lot of things, and I mean a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure that some of you who have a dysregulated nervous system probably notice every single thing that shakes you up to the point where your body is tense. And it could be your not just you having like a panic attack, but more of a I call it a spinal tension in your back where you're just tense, 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 and you just can't let up. That's a no sign. And I feel like a lot of you need to follow up meetings with yourself and say, you know what, I just had that reaction from, Peter, and I got to see Peter again. I think I'm gonna have to set boundaries because he's really starting to shake up my nerves. And a lot of people will look at you stupid or don't understand, but you're gonna have to start finding ways. I don't care if you got to chat GPT it of how to tell people, hey, look, my nervous system can't handle these conversations. My nervous system can't watch these shows. I can't be around Paul because Paul activates my stress, and he is just intolerable to be around, and he does not respect my boundaries. Whatever way you gotta say it, you gotta say it. Maybe rehearse it first before you get out there. Another thing too is sometimes you have to shrink your world temporarily. A lot of you guys are associating with a large group of people, maybe a large work environment, maybe a loud large work environment. And a lot of you need to start not I'm gonna say not isolate yourself, but you kind of have to start dealing with less people and less input, less explaining, so that you can recalibrate. It's not isolation completely, but you definitely will have to narrow down um your people, the people that you interact with, just so that you can recalibrate. Again, a lot of you don't even realize pretty much almost every single person is somehow affecting your nervous system to a degree. The kids asking you for stuff, you're like, I can't answer another damn question. And she's like, can I? And you can't take another damn thing. Um, I can't take the input. Um, so again, a lot of you, in 2026 is going to start to recognize that a lot of it is that a lot of you are just completely overwhelmed. And it could be the simplest thing. Cooking dinner could be overwhelming. Going to the mailbox could be overwhelming. Picking just certain things, just super overwhelming. And so we got to replace everything from being super urgent. And I see this a lot in corporate jobs where they say it's fast paced, it's fast paced, it's fast paced. And I'm looking at it going, you shouldn't really say that in your job hire. It's fast paced, it's extremely fast paced. It's a blur. It's wild antics at this job. I'm like, well, half your coworkers are already stressed out. You must be stressed out to even write that. I feel like a lot of people need to really look at what you're about to enter. A lot of you guys in the job market, if you're already burnt out and stressed, or just not dealing with stuff like you don't want to deal with peace and not chaos. I feel like a lot of you really need to look at your job market before you apply. Don't be applying for a job that says fast paced if you can't handle fast paced anymore. um, Again, a lot of you are fine, and then you end up having a dysregulated system maybe 3 to 6 months, 8 months after you get the job. But a key factor is that a lot of you need to find a job that has a soothing pace, a sensible mindset, a sensible um I call it balance between health and flow. And a lot if I see something that says fast paced, I'm skipping it. I'm like, oh no, no, I love fast paced. No, I don't. Turn. I do not want to be in a circus. I do not want to be screaming my head off. Oh, we got, everything's done by a deadline. That's really short. Unless you can push out that kind of stress, that level of stress and function, and not fall into some kind of physical burnout, then you're okay. But I feel like to me, 99.9 of the collective is burnt out. And that's not an exaggeration because a lot of you mix it up and think it's depression. A lot of you mix it up and think it's some other illness. But I really think 99% of it is the nervous system. How people are interacting with each other each and every day, what they do in repetition, and then are they getting their rest? And a lot of you in the collective, I know for me being a spiritualist self, a lot of you are not getting the rest that you need. And napping is a good thing. I always use the word napcation. If you see me say I'm going on a napcation, I don't even tell anybody now that I go on napcations. I just stop talking. I just stop. Don't post on social media. I'm on a napcation, you guys, not a vacation, napcation. And it helps to regulate your system. It helps you to meditate. It helps you to decompose from stressful events, even if you don't even think it's a stressful event. Um, Paying your bills, some of you guys do it so much, but a lot of you don't realize that it stresses you out the entire time you're doing it, and you just gotten so accustomed to it. Social media can stress you out. What you're picking up and reading on every single day, and repetition can also mess with your nervous system. And I feel like people need to start switching into a more relaxed pace, getting up in the morning, going on walks, getting up in the morning, drink a small cup of coffee, not a huge cup, but a small, and start to have soft inner dialogue of just calming down. Because a lot of you who are really severe nervous system, you really can't function at all. You just need to lay still. And some of you can't even barely hear soft music when you're really dysregulated. And start reading books again, not on a tablet, but touching the pages, and slowly start getting back into a very, very, very ease state of living. And that's where you are not surrounded by a lot of noise, surrounded by a lot of people who are, just yada, chatting, chat, a lot of fast-paced energies, and going into a more calmer state. You'll start to see that this ease will ease when you start to uh kind of incubate a little bit, and your health will start to improve for some of you to a point where you can actually hear what's going on with your body, and maybe even your own mindset, so that you can decompress a lot of the stress that you've been holding on for years and years and years. That's the key to the nervous system. Also, too, your intuition gets very loud as your nervous system calms down. Everything starts to become clearer when your nervous system is pretty balanced. You stop overreacting, you stop overgiving, you stop overthinking. And this is where I tell people, when you overthink a lot to a point where you're at work, or you leave work and somebody says something to you that day and you can't let it go. And you call 8 people. Did she say that? Do you think and you own it. And then 3 days later, you're still on it. That's your nervous system. Okay. A lot of you deal with overgiving. You're sweet as can be. You're just a loving, nurturing person, and somebody turns to you, and it's your damn last. Or you get this compassion where, oh, here, take what I have. And a lot of you in your mind program like you're the sweetest person in your mind. I'm just a really nice person. Don't allow people to think that you're gullible, or that you're such a I don't say a wuss, but it's like sometimes some of us are so nice that it's just like you get rolled all over. You know what I mean? And or it comes off disingenuous. Okay, I want you to balance that as well. Don't be so overgiving that you're pretty much sabotaging yourself in the process. And of course, my biggest key is overreacting. A lot of you guys overreact probably a lot. When somebody says something, you take everything to offense. Actually, your listening skills probably really off when your nervous system is shot. I feel like a lot of you guys will fly off the handle. What'd you say to me? And I've seen people like this as well. I could be in the store, and a guy will turn around and start yelling at somebody. Who says, all I was trying to do is show you that you dropped it. And he's like, y'all just don't need to mind y'all business. So to me, people are going through a lot, and you think that the nervous system is something, I call it oddly noticeable. To me, it is simply noticeable when someone's nervous system is shot. Again, a lot of you guys need to start choosing peace without guilt, holding on to things without guilt. If you don't want to share it, don't share it. If you don't have it to give, don't give it. If you don't have the capacity to think about another damn thing, don't think it. Like, sometimes you gotta allow yourself to escape and go into the space of I call it nothingness. But I call it mindfulness too. I do think a lot of you too, in the collective, need to understand that it costs you to be hyper vigilant up key, high strung, and that is your nervous system where you're so stressed out. And people says, how long do I have to decompress? Some of you guys need to just decompress for the long term. That's why I look at people when they say, how long should I decompress and I'll get back to it? Get back to what? You're never going back. You're never going back to stress to hell. No, 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 no. You're going to start changing your life. So somebody says to me, oh, how long you think I needed to decompress my nervous system? For life. Forever. It's not, oh, I decompress for 3 days, or I can decompress for a week. No, it's lifetime. This is you, babe. I mean, you want to be on a gurney, or do you want to function where you're in control of your life again? And life feels like bliss. For a lot of us, life is not in bliss. Um, there's always some leading worry. So I think a lot of you need to trust your instincts first. And I want you to be real rational. Like if you're dealing with a nervous system, this is not, oh, I had it, in the past and I got it regulated and we're good now. Because if it happens once, it may happen again. Not to jinx anyone, but I feel like nervous system is a way of life and you need to start living it so that you can decompress and have discernment where your anxiety takes over, especially for your nervous system. So if your nervous system is fighting back, it is not betraying you. Your body is not betraying you. Your anxiety is not betraying you. It is protecting you. And I always tell people when you're dealing with something that's off balance, especially like the nervous system, it is protecting you because it's giving you the signals ahead of time instead of waiting for you to get into a state where it's so serious it causes a physical ailment. And so, yes, nervous systems can create a physical ailment due to stress. Do I believe, a lot of people ask, what is the resolutions for a lot of you? A lot of you just need quiet time. And I'm not talking about quiet time like uh I'm talking about shut down quiet. I'm talking about library quiet. I'm talking about no TV, no social media, sitting in silence, meditating, eating light, laying in your bed, walk your dog, come back inside, take care of your kids, and then taking 15 to 20 minutes of your day to be in silence. And it's just to decompress. Soft music, not allowed, no loud music. You need to listen to, a lot of you guys probably will go on YouTube and find like nervous system music. I'm like, no, not really that. I want you to live like you would normally live, but soft tone music. So I'm pretty sure that some of you like softer tone music. That's what I would recommend. I also would advise too that a lot of you stop watching a lot of reaction based TV. A lot of arguing on TV, a lot of violence, a lot of gore. You need a lot of you guys need to kind of get into a more Hallmark, no joke. Was it Lifetime type of movies where there's very soft, it's gentle, based movie, TV watching. The Nature Channel, that's what I would recommend. Something that's soft and soothing more than a more of a reactive based drama spiral, because a lot of you guys who are dealing with drama, that's why your nervous system is shot and out of balance now. Like, why watch more drama if your nerves shot? Um, that's another thing. Also, too, you can use a lot of remedies. If you want me to help you with that, you can email me, and I'll give you some remedies that I would recommend to use. But I do say that a lot of you, to drink, especially in the morning time, a pinch, it's a very small amount of salt, lemon water, mixed in the morning. Just a very small, like a shot glass, like a small little shot of lemon, salt, and water in the first thing in the morning to help decompress. Some of you who are really stressed, 3 times a day, especially at night before you go to sleep. Some people just are so accustomed to it, they do it in the morning. That's all they do. But some of you guys are really stressed and probably need a little shot glass of that a little bit more often. I do think meditating for 15 to 5 minutes a day, which is 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes during lunch, 5 minutes in the evening, would definitely help a lot of you. I also think some essential oils will help. The main ones probably like lemon, chamomile. You can use that as chamomile tea as well. Um, Let me see, lavender. I don't. You can use frankincense too, but I like grounding. Essential oils. You can do something like Palo Santo oil, cedarwood oil. That's the things I would recommend. Something more grounding, earthy, balanced oil, which you can definitely find online. Anything that says grounding or balanced oil online is what I would recommend for someone with the nervous system. And there's even supplements, but I'm not big on supplements. My supplements choice is magnesium, calm. If you need something stronger than that, you have to go visit your doctor. My only recommendation is magnesium, um, calm, and you can do other nervous system things like was it ashwagandha? That's a good one. Omega 3s type of thing to kind of get your nervous system and changing your diet too. Stop eating a lot of really fatty foods if you want to just to kind of regulate your nervous system. And a lot of you need to eat more, not less. A lot of you just eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I feel like a lot of you need in between meals, and that will also help with your nervous system as well. It's usual to me, the nervous system is just minor adjustments. Even if you're going through a super stressful time with your nervous system, on hypervigilance mode, it just takes gradual permission. You asking for permission for calmness. And sometimes you will have to isolate yourself for your peace, even if it feels like your family feel like you have closed off and withdrawn. It's not that you're withdrawing. And I tell people that's where people get mixed up, where they say they act funny now. They don't come out their house. They don't come out their room. People, honey, they're protecting their nervous system. They're protecting their peace. The chaos that you have come accustomed to is what they're no longer involved in. And so peace looks calm and weird to people who never had it. Peace and calm looks weird to people who are operating out of noise. And so you being in isolation or you being quiet off to yourself and you'll hang out with small group of people, pretty much times, 9 times out of 10, a lot of you will find some sort of relief. Just having the trusted individuals or circles who can not escalate your stress, but decompose your stress. Don't go around people that's stressing you out. Don't go around it. You're gonna be in bed. If you want peace and happiness, then you have to attract it by your own actions. So a lot of you guys who have been around people who, they was used to you being around them, and now all of a sudden you're operating in a different set, it's because you're trying to maintain your well-being and say so. Don't explain it. To say, I'm just protecting my peace, and so that's why you don't see me around no more. And just stop right there. You didn't gotta say nothing else. You ain't gotta overthink. You probably don't even have to say that. And so that's what the collective I would recommend. For this episode, I will have a guide that you guys can purchase. It's really helpful. Mine is more spiritually aligned. I did not put that in the podcast today, but I do have a nice nervous system codex for you. And you can just check it out. It will be posted soon, and you can purchase it for yourself. And I will also have a meditation coming out soon for you too. Peace out. Peace.